You're listening to NorCal Sports Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. So, guys, our last segment here, we're going to talk about our good old friends, the Golden State Warriors. Now, the Warriors lost last night to the Cavaliers, 113-95. I mean, this was a pure ass whooping, and it's really not a surprise because the Warriors are going against the number one offense in the league in the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they demonstrated that last night. Darius Garland, who was an absolute baller, 25 points, 8 assists, 3 rebounds. Donovan Mitchell, 23 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. I'm sure Jen is loving this right now, host of a Show of the Land. She's probably like, hell yeah. Jared Allen, 12 points, 9 rebounds. Dean Wade, 13 rebounds, 10 points. They were really just having their way with the Warriors, and Ty Jerome, a former Warrior, talking shit the whole game. He contributed with 10 more points off the bench. And the Warriors, they could not score. Their offense was completely anemic. Steph Curry ended the game with only 11 points. Trace Jackson Davis had 16 rebounds and 16 points. He had a great game. But who was your other scorers? You got Dennis Schroeder out there. He only scored 12 points. Andrew Wiggins, 12 points. Draymond, 2. That's normal. But he had 5 assists and 8 rebounds. Jonathan Kuminga, he played 31 minutes, had 10 rebounds and 18 points. Really good game. Moses Moody with 19 as well. But Buddy Hield, 2 points. Where are you at, bro? Where are you at? This team was once a very deep team. But last night, we never even saw Kevon Looney. We never saw Kyle Anderson. Peyton and Pajemski were out, so they were a little shorthanded, and they're going against the best offensive team in the Eastern Conference of all of NBA. So Cleveland wins this game 113-95. They improved to 28-4, while Golden State drops to 16-16. Now this is a big issue because Golden State, okay, they started the year off 12-3. And I was super stoked. I was like, man, this is great. I'm loving this. This is Golden State Warriors basketball. We're back. This is awesome. And now they're 16-16. They're at 500. It's awful. Their offense has been absolutely terrible. Defensively, they played really well last night, but they couldn't score. So if you can't stop the team, there's no way that you're going to win these games. They need to acquire another scorer. I've been saying this since the beginning of the year. If it's not Steph Curry, who's going to be your next man up? At this point, it's going to be Jonathan Kuminga. But they need more scoring. They need a proven scorer. And are they going to be able to get one? I don't know. I don't think so. There's been talk about the Niners. There's been talk about the Warriors going after Zion Williamson. I would be down for that. I think Zion is a phenomenal player. I think he fits our system very well. He distributes the ball. He can bring the ball up the court. But who do you trade? I mean, what do you give up for Zion? Do you give up a Kuminga, a Moses Moody, a Brandon Pajemski? I don't think you do. I think Kuminga's a guy you got to hang on to. Moses Moody had 19 points last night, but a lot of that came after they were already down by 20. The Warriors need to figure things out. They had a closed-door meeting, players only, before the Lakers game on Christmas, and they lost. Almost won that game, but they lost. On top of that, they played against the Suns, and they beat the Suns. Granted, the Suns were down a couple of really good players, but they played really well. But against a team like the Cavaliers, they don't even stand a chance. Now, granted, we won't see the Cavaliers again this season, but the Warriors need to find better chemistry like they had earlier in the season when everybody was fresh and everybody was healthy and they were playing at 100%. But when it comes to Jonathan Kuminga, he's made huge strides lately and has played exceptionally well, while the rest of the team has played like garbage. Even Steph Curry, the ageless Steph Curry, I think is starting to feel the effects of age. And I hate saying it. I really do. because I love Steph Curry. But man, when you look at the points per game for Jonathan Kuminga, you're talking about 18 points, 34 points, 34 points, 14 points, 26 points. So he's been balling his last 6 games. Steph Curry, on the other hand, not so much. Not so much. Let's pull up his numbers. Because this is the first time I've ever seen Steph Curry begin to slow down. Now, granted, he is 36. Age affects all of us. I feel it every morning. But it's just sad to see him go down the way he's going down. 11 points, 22 points, 38 points. We won that game. 10 points, 31, 2 points. 26, 19, 30, 23. But by his standards, they have not been there. And it's a shame. It really is a shame because he's one of the best players to ever play the game. And to see him struggle, to see him deal with his knee tendonitis that takes him out of games is tough to watch because Steph Curry is such a phenomenal player. There he is right there. But how do you take advantage of the time you have left with Steph Curry? You have to be able to acquire somebody that can score with him. And right now, their offense feels very disjointed. You got Kuminga, who's a slasher, drives the hole kind of guy. Well, Steph's a shooter. And has he lost a step? I don't think so. But I think that his aches and sores are not going away the way they used to. And so the Warriors need to get another playmaker on this team. But the question is, how much do you give up? How much do you give up in your youth to get an established scorer, playmaker that can help this team in the playoffs and help win a championship? It's tough. You know, they tried to go after both Paul George and Lauri Markkanen. You couldn't get Markkanen because you wouldn't give up Podziemski. Now that's kind of bitten you in the ass. Lauri Markkanen scoring at will on a crappy Jazz team, and Podziemski's playing like crap. So they got to figure this out. I feel like a broken record when I talk about the Warriors because all I ever talk about is the fact that they need another scorer, another playmaker that they don't have right now. The Warriors are 16-16. If they don't act quick, this season's going to pass them up real fast. At 500, when you start out 12-3, now you're 10th in the Western Conference. You're not even in the playoffs right now. They've got to turn this around. And it starts with Steph Curry. He's only averaging 22 points a game. This is a perennial 28 points a game kind of guy. Maybe he can't do it at 36. Maybe the Warriors should look to trade Steph Curry if this season continues to go the way it's going. Now, I want Steph Curry to be a Warrior for his entire career. But I think the question has to be asked, do you trade Steph Curry to get a boatload of draft picks and young players to rebuild this franchise? That's a question I think that Mike Dunleavy has to ask himself. Is it time to move on from Steph Curry? Or do you still build around him because he still has gas left in the tank? I think he still does. But whatever they're going to do, they're going to have to do it really, really fast.